"Who the fuck are you?" Merle Haggard asked the head of his own record label, breaking all sense of corporate decorum. After all, who would dare talk to the head of their own record label like that? Only Merle Haggard. The grit and audacity it took to stand up and unleash on his own bosses, something truly unimaginable today, makes this story a legendary moment in music history. But what drove him to this point? In an interview with Otis Gibbs, Ray Benson, frontman of Western swing band Asleep at the Wheel, recalls the day he saw his friend Merle's tour bus parked on Music Row. This wasn't just any stop. Merle had a purpose that day. When Ray greeted him with a casual, "Hey, Hag, what's up?" Merle replied with fiery resolve, "Come on, we're going over to CBS Records to kick some ass." No warning, no fear. Merle was on a mission. As Ray joined him, he couldn't help but feel a pang of anxiety. He'd just signed a new contract with CBS, but here he was, tagging along as Merle prepared for a showdown with the very same people. The moment they stepped into the office, the atmosphere was tense. Merle went straight to Rick Blackburn and Larry Hamby, who held senior positions at the label. Without wasting any time, Merle laid it out plainly, asking, "How come you're not giving me the money I asked for?" Merle wanted the $500,000 he felt he deserved. When they mentioned his recent album, Kern River, hadn't performed well, he shot back, "It didn't sell because you didn't promote it." The audacity to call out label executives, particularly over album sales, was almost unheard of. But for Merle, there was nothing subjective about his talent or his demand. When Blackburn replied, "We didn't promote it because it sucked," the room went cold. Ray could feel the shock wash over everyone, wondering if a fight might break out right there. Merle had never been one to back down, and here he was, openly insulted in front of his own label. Ray held his breath, expecting a storm. Merle stood up, eyes blazing. "Who the fuck are you?" he roared, pointing directly at the man. In that split second, it was clear that the conversation had crossed a line. Merle wasn't just defending his album, he was defending his legacy, his worth, and his reputation. But Merle wasn't finished. Channeling all his fury, he threw down one last insult. "I'll kick your crippled ass with one arm tied behind my back." Ray and Larry exchanged nervous glances, half expecting to have to jump in and separate them. This was no casual disagreement. It was a full-on clash of egos, pride, and anger, with both sides refusing to back down. The $500,000 Merle asked for might seem steep, but in his mind it was his due. Sure, Kern River hadn't performed like his previous hits, but it was personal to him, a tribute to his roots in Bakersfield. No one would dismiss his music without facing the full force of his personality. Merle demanded respect as much as he demanded money. Merle's friend Ray, who accompanied him, later said it was one of the greatest moments he'd witnessed in country music, a story he was proud to tell for years to come. He may not have walked out of that meeting with $500,000, but he left with his pride intact, standing as a beacon of integrity in the music world. Was there anyone else like Merle? Let us know in comments, and please do hit the like and subscribe buttons before you go.